Here I have just gotten off the bus from Quebec and I am about to enter the transit terminal in Ottawa, and you will see there's an individual on the floor just as I step into the transit terminal who is holding a crack pipe in his hand. And as I proceed onward, first he shouts at me about opening the door because unfortunately it interrupted his crack smoking. And then as I proceed to go down, I briefly look at him to get the footage. And as I go down, I look back up, and you can see that he is continuing to openly smoke crack right in the transit terminal. And it's important to note that there are CCTV cameras everywhere within these transit terminals. And they use these same CCTV cameras to alert these Ottawa Special Constables who have been sent to stalk me and harass me as I go to and from my job for over 3 years. To my arrival and to when I am exiting the transit terminals, so that they can drive up to harass, stalk, and intimidate. But these same Ottawa Special Constables can't be bothered with dealing with people who are openly smoking crack in transit terminals in Ottawa. And this is not just a one-off. I've caught footage of this occurring on multiple occasions. And so it's clear, we know for certain that there are people monitoring these CCTV cameras because they're alerting them to my presence when I arrive. Yet, for some reason, despite the fact that they're monitoring these cameras, they're not doing anything about people smoking crack openly in the transit terminals. Obviously, they could see this person there. So this is also likely one of these people who's involved in the police drug running. And of course, they are sending these people to various locations that they know I'm going to on my way to work, so that they can try and create slander and try and make it look like I'm somehow associated with these people, to try to discredit my material, which has regularly exposed police involvement and CSIS and RCMP involvement in drug trafficking. So you'll see that here.
Stop opening the fucking doors, man. Fuck.
See that? He's smoking crack. He's got a crack pipe. So from there, smoking crack in the transit terminal. Okay, I just want you to see that. Smoking crack just inside the doors. There's cameras here everywhere, and the Ottawa Special Constables aren't anywhere in sight, okay? So he's smoking crack just inside the doors of the transit terminal. Just wanted to make sure you see that. So at Lyon Station in Ottawa, there's a guy smoking crack just inside the doors of the transit terminal. There are cameras everywhere in these stations, and no Ottawa constables here to remove him from smoking crack from the station. Actually, just want to get another image of him for the thumbnail, just to show you what's going on here. Okay, give me a second here. Actually, I already got him. I don't bother. You can clearly see that he had a crack pipe and he's smoking crack just inside the doors of the transit terminal. And there's cameras right there. So why aren't the constables here to remove that guy? Think about that. What do these people actually do? I mean, seriously. Oh, there he is, right? That's the same guy. No, that's him looking back.
Yo, Wes, the space is fucking rolling tight.
They're probably gonna have him follow me now. This drug addict here. You can see he came down just now. It's him there. He just forced his way through the turnstile as well. Yeah. You got crack addicts smoking crack at the transit terminal. And here's this guy. Here's the employee here walking around filming people with his phone. The OC Transpo cleaner. He's like filming people with his phone. With his military camouflage. So just to clarify, those constables make over $100,000 a year, and they're just basically allowing people to smoke crack openly in transit terminals. They're not here at all. Okay, and they can. There's no question that somebody saw that, because there's somebody monitoring those CCTV cameras, because they know whenever I show up. So they have to be monitoring the cameras. So they're allowing people to smoke crack at Lyon Station in Ottawa, just so people know. Freely allowed. That's the Ottawa Specialconstables, OC Transpo Constables, and the amazing work they do. And next, they'll be there to stalk me as soon as I show up at the next station. Unbelievable. Of course, they got the train on hold now. There's some fake thing set up here, probably. So now when I get here, they got the train on hold. They're probably gonna have to run shuttle buses. They probably got some fake skit set up again here. The constables, some actor. Meanwhile, there's a guy just openly smoking crack there inside the doors. Okay, so they've held the train here at Blair Station, or at the next station apparently. It's probably some nonsense where they've set up an act on the train. Some fake disturbance.
It's also important to note that this is the same transit terminal where the Ottawa Special Constables completely shut down the trains so that they could stage a skit consisting of a fake interaction with a CSIS actor posing as a vagrant. If you saw that video, you will probably have noticed that the constables and the other CSIS actors on the train, who were supposedly shutting down the train for an emergency, paid more attention to me than they did to the guy who they were supposedly there to assist. Is that the type of reaction you would have if you were dealing with a real legitimate emergency?
So, yeah. Just in case you think that's a one-off, on numerous other occasions, I've also seen people using hard drugs right in the transit terminal. So if you look around, you'll see there's CCTV cameras everywhere. So they know when I'm arriving, so they can show up with pinpoint accuracy to stalk me, but they can't be here to do anything about that. I mean, think about that. It's ridiculous. And think about what that means on a higher level. Basically, they know about that, and they're allowing people. They want hard drugs to be freely available, right? But they just don't want to come right out and say that. But that's all part of the agenda, and those people all know about it too. So behind the scenes, these drugs really are legal, and the police allow it.
I have just left work on the morning of November 21st, 2025. You will have noted that last night, when there was an individual openly smoking crack at one of the transit stations that they are supposed to protect, there were no Ottawa Special Constables anywhere in sight, despite the fact that there are CCTV cameras everywhere in the station. Contrast that with how those same constables who are never around when people are using hard drugs, trespassing at transit terminals, or damaging the property at the terminals, drive up in front of me with pinpoint precision just as I am about to cross the street after leaving work.
When there's just been nothing, so it's a stark contrast. There's Special Constables there, right on cue. It was almost just about when I was going to cross. I was going to cross just right here, so Special Constables waiting for me to leave work there, as you can see.
and driving out there again. So they've shown up 3 days this week, I believe, as I was leaving work and as I was coming to work, and just waiting for me in the area so they could drive out and do that. So that's the type of childish people you have in those positions, and that's who they are there. So we've got them today, Special Constables, again waiting for me to leave work. If I would have went the other way down there and crossed at the intersection, they would have driven up right at the intersection, but because here they're not getting an intersection, they're only getting that, they'll usually time it right to the point when I'm about to cross the street with their synchronization there. So Ottawa Special Constables are 3 times this week stalking, and more documentation of that for this morning.